Hello everyone. Um, my name is Hayan Zakaria Dika, and the report that I'm going to discuss with you is the 10.4 Why We Aggress Situational Factors. Okay, so first in the list of the situational factors of why we aggress is the 10.4.1 Culture and Aggression, a Culture of Honor. In some cultures, individuals are expected to safeguard their reputation, family, or property by answering threats, insults, and affronts with violence. This is called a culture of honor. So, what if someone bumps into you as they walk by but calls you an asshole? Across 3 experiments, Cohen, Nisbat, Bodel, and Squards, 1996 found that for male University of Michigan students raised in the North, the affront did not affect them. But for students raised in South, they were more likely to think their masculine reputation or status was stake in front of others, to be more upset as shown by rise in the stress hormone cortisol, to show a rise in testosterone indicating they were physiologically ready to aggress, more cognitively primed for aggression, and were more likely to engage in behavior classified as aggressive and dominant on subsequent tasks. So bakit kaya no? Okay, so here's the answer. The authors state that their results show that a southern culture of honor exists, but also that their aggressive behavior might be due to the fact that southerners are more polite than northerners and do not experience such rudeness. So in short, ang northern kaya hindi sila um, hindi sila aggressive or wala sila, ini-ignore nila yung ganong tawag kasi normal na lang yun sa kanila. Unlike sa southern children na hindi normal yun sa kanila kaya nagre-react sila ng ganon. Okay, so the next situational factors is the 10.4.2 learning theory. In Module 9, Section 9.2.2, we discuss the socialization of negative group stereotypes and prejudice. Please review this section as it pertains to how aggression is learned too. Plomin, Foch, and Rowe in 1981. Conducted replication and extension of Bandura's classic Bobodal study by Bandura, Ross, and Ross in 1963. They used 3 key behaviors as dependent measures: number of hits, intensity of hits, and the number of quadrants into which the Bobo doll was tracked. The study included 216 twin children but found no evidence of heredity influence. The environment was determined to be the primary source of individual differences. Recall that in the Bobo doll study, children who watched the aggressive model behave aggressively with the Bobo doll, while those who saw the nice model played nice when deprived of the coveted toy. Hence, they displayed the same behavior as the model they observed. As Nathan Heflick writes in 2011 article for Psychology Today entitled Children Learn Aggression from Parents. Children learn their behaviors from adults. If we are to have a more peaceful world, it starts with the way adults act around children. Okay, so based doon sa Bobodal study, for those children na nakakita noong aggressive model ng Bobodal is naging aggressive din sila. While those children naman na nakakita noong nice model ng Bobodal is naging nice din sila. So ang ibig sabihin lang nito, kung ano yung pinaka nakikita ng bata is yun yung ginagaya niya. So pag nakakita siya ng aggressive na tao, yun yung gagayahin niya paglaki niya. Kung ang kinalakihan niya naman is pagiging mabait, yung mga surroundings niya is mabait, magiging mabait din siya. Ngayon, Nathan Heflick writes in 2011 ng isang article na pinangalanan niyang Children Learn Aggression from Parents. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? So, natututunan ng mga bata ang aggressiveness nila sa kanilang mga parents. According kay Nathan Heflick. Pero ganun pa man, the Bobodal study and itong study ni Nathan Heflick is isa lang ang gusto nilang ipahiwatig na ang magiging model ng bata is yung kung ano ang nakikita niya sa kanyang surroundings. Okay, so the next one is the 10.4.3, the frustration aggression hypothesis. Have you ever been unable to complete a task? Had to wait for some needed resource? Was upset because things didn't go the way you wanted them to? Or was interrupted in your pursuit of a goal in some way? Ako personally, yes. Na-feel ko na yung mga bagay na ito. Especially, ginagawa ko talaga siya. Kasi, tamad ako. Mahilig ako mag-cramming. Mahilig akong sa rush. Kaya, paragi akong na-frustrate sa sarili ko. Kaya minsan or kadalasan, nagli-lead ito siya into aggression. Okay, so yes, of course, we all have, and this is the essence of what is called frustration, or when a person is prevented from reaching a goal because something or someone stands in the way. If your favorite team has a stellar season but gets to the championship game and loses, this can be very frustrating. What if, as you are leaving the stadium, the opposing team's fans are gloating and maybe even heckling you and your fellow fans? So, di ba, nakaka-frustrate pag ganun yung nafe-feel mo. And sometimes, hindi mo may iwasan na lumaban kasi napipikon ka na. What might you do? Of course, you can just walk away and ignore them. But according to Dollard and colleagues in 1939, you are likely to aggress. This is the essence of what has come to be called the frustration aggression hypothesis, or the idea that the occurrence of frustration always leads to aggression, and this aggression is caused by our being frustrated. Yes, tama nga naman. In fact, the more salient a goal is for us, the more frustrated we will become when attempts to acquire it are thwarted. The frustration causes a drive to aggress, and acting out reduces the drive and restores equilibrium. Like, alam niyo yung feeling na parang meron kayong gustong-gustong makuha or meron kayong nakaset na goal, pero at the end of the day, hindi siya natupad. That is very frustrating. And it always leads into aggression, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina. Kasi nga, yun ang essence ng frustration, aggression, hypothesis. And the next is the 10.4.4, the social rejection. Ito napansin ko lang ha, parang lahat nitong pinag-uusapan natin is very relatable, right? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so in this definition, human beings have a fundamental need to belong, and if it cannot be fulfilled or is thwarted, this is painful and could be detrimental to health, by Bowmister and Larry in 1995. Yes, this is very true, and it is very relatable, especially in our generation right now, that we have to be socially relevant. Kailangan belong tayo sa ganitong era, kailangan belong tayo sa ganitong trend. We are doing anything just to belong in our society. And if we got rejected, it hurts, right? We might expect that if a person is socially rejected, they could display greater levels of aggression. Twench and Campbell 2003 found this to be true, but when social rejection was coupled with having high levels of narcissism. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, when a person is socially rejected, nasasaktan sila. And madalas, it leads into very high level of aggression. Ito ay napatunayan ni Twench and Campbell noong 2003, especially pag another one is the 10.4.5, alcohol use in aggression. So, does alcohol cause aggression? Bushman 2002 proposed 3 possible reasons why it might happen. One theory is that people experience a disinhibition or reduction of our control such that the part of the brain that under normal conditions inhibits aggressive tendencies is anesthetized by alcohol. So according kay Bushman 2002, na pag ang tao is nakainom or under control ng alcohol, parang mas masyadong silang aggressive. Hindi nila alam kung ano mga ginagawa nila or the risk that they are doing because they are not sober. So finally, aggression under the influence of alcohol occurs because our intellectual function is impaired. We make inaccurate assessment of risks and we experience a reduction in self-awareness according kay Bushman 2002. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na pag we are under of alcohol power, we are not aware sa mga ginagawa natin if tama ba siya or hindi. So ang alcohol talaga is nagkakos siya ng aggression. So the results from his study show that intoxicated participants were more aggressive compared to sober individuals, but that pharmacological and expectancy effects of alcohol are not solely to blame. Okay, another one is the 10.4.6, the media. According to the Surgeon General's Scientific Advisory Committee on Television and Social Behavior, formed in 1969, and a follow-up report by the National Institute of Mental Health in 1982. Exposure to media violence can desensitize people to violence in the real world by Krahe et al. 2011, and for some, it can become an enjoyable experience and not cause the anxiety that would be expected from viewing such material. This is true especially to our children. Kung napapansin nyo sa mga pamangkin, sa anak, na masyadong exposed sa media, minsan, kung ano yung mga napapanood nila, yun yung ginagaya nila. This is, parang kagaya lang siya nung learning theory kanina, na dapat, na kung ano talaga yung nakikita ng mga bata, yun yung ginagaya nila. And pwede nila itong gayahin siya in real life. Okay, so second to the last, the 10.4.7, temperature. The weather represents a situational factor that can affect one's likelihood to engage in aggressive behavior. So bakit? I think everyone can relate to this. Alam niyo yun yung parang pag mainit masyado ang panahon, palagi tayong galit, palaging mainit ang ulo natin, palagi tayong aggressive. Am I right? Okay, Anderson, Dusser, and Deneve in 1995 found that hot temperatures produce increases in hostile cognitions, hostile affect, and physiological arousal, while reducing general positive affect and our perception of arousal. Okay, so the last but not the least of the situational factors of why we aggress is the 10.4.8, crowding. Crowding occurs when we do not feel we have sufficient space and can lead to stress. Okay, so ang crowding na sinasabi is nangyayari ito pag nakakaranas tayo na parang hindi sapat yung space na meron tayo sa isang lugar. Madalas itong mangyari pag nasa mga crowded tayo na area, and this thing leads to a stress. And according to this in turn can lead to aggression, as has been shown in the studies of nightclubs by Masintier and Homel in 1987. So ibig sabihin, pag nakakaramdam tayo ng crowding, masistress tayo, then after stress is napupunta siya sa aggression, nagiging aggressive tayo, nagiging mainit ang ulo natin, di ba? Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned something from me.